didn't. I brought it back.
You did bring it
I
back.
like that, though. Definitely no.
No, working at a Chinese restaurant, that works.
Look, I was going for Steven Seagal. We're doing Dungeons. You know, who else
Steven
is
Seagal working at a Chinese restaurant, but he halfway through
Yes.
is going to have to rescue everybody in the diner from the oil baron who is taking over the town.
He's been a chef in like 6 movies.
So
They just remade Roadhouse, by the way, which I'm very much looking forward to.
I am
it
too.
looks good.
Yeah.
It does look good. That's like a guilty pleasure for me.
Also,
the
it's
first
in the Keys.
movie.
I was like, oh.
I know it's here. I'm actually like unapologetically looking forward to it.
Same here.
But if they had remade it with Steven Seagal, could you imagine that? And the setting is instead like Chinatown in like San Francisco or something.
That would be
He's
fantastic.
working at a Chinese restaurant.
You talking modern Steven Seagal now?
Yeah, yeah, right now. He eats half the food he makes. You know what I mean? Like, and he's like,
Steven Seagal. Anyway, look, folks, this is Dice Tower News.
everybody.
Let's take a look at the news. So we got some games. This first one, Xylot Tar. Now, I forgot. I meant to look this up to see if this is actually a thing.
What, you think it's fake?
No, I mean like the instrument.
that's a real picture
that's-
from a real place.
Well, I know
Yeah.
that. Xylot Tar. Because I know there's a keytar.
No, just
it brings up xylitol, which I forgot existed. That's a gum that we had all the time in.
It's used as a sweetener, right?
Yeah, it's a sugar alcohol.
Just type in Weird Al, and you should have that.
Okay, so no, I'm guessing
Okay,
not a
but
real
actually, this is a reimplementation of a trick-taking game called Magic Trick, which
Oh.
I believe you might have played with me. I definitely played it at the retreat. This is where you don't know all your cards. You know so the person next to you arranges them from smallest to largest, and you know the suits of the cards.
thing. Look it up. Let me see the cover real quick. Like, Google
Magic-
Steven.
Yeah, Google Magic Trick. That'll make it come up.
The cards look like this.
No, I've never played it.
I did, and I did not love it. I did not hate it, but we'll
It
see.
didn't have any bears playing a Xylot Tar in the past, though, did it?
That's the best word ever, by the way.
into my restaurant, disrupting my customers.
You know what though? I bet this might
that the bear?
this might be this might be something that appeals to you if you like trick-taking games and you like Trio, because it sounds a little like a combo of that.
Okay.
All right, now I was telling Mike that I think the next game is actually called Now, and I think the new wave of things that is coming are these number games again. They're coming back.
Coming back around?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a numbered card game renaissance.
But not like the mind at all.
No, the mind was a limited communication renaissance.
Got it. Okay.
No, this one you're discarding your cards as quickly as possible. You're looking for the perfect number. But you don't want to go through your deck too quickly. You have to shout now to get as close to the target values to get them.
Wait, it sounds like a speed game, though,
It
right?
does. It's from Scorpion Mask and Randolph. Hachette's distributing this in the U.S. It's going to be $15, and it's 3 to 8 players.
Whoa.
So there's a lot of, like I said, I just played one from Wolfgang Kramer called
It's
Quick 10, something
right?
10.
Speed 10.
Speed 10, I don't remember. But yeah, there's a lot of these games, I think,
phase.
now. You taught me one where you put the cards on top of each other.
Oh, yeah, Mind Up?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Grit and Glory is coming from a new publisher from the Czech Republic called Pink Troubadour.
I like that cover, too.
That's a cool logo for the company, too. Pink Troubadour? Ooh.
It's set in a post-apocalyptic world where speed, tactics, and a bit of luck are the keys to success.
I'm in.
As
like,
it should be.
flint
You're
so
guiding
far.
your convoy through the treacherous wasteland to claim the richest territories. You're going to reveal a location card that you're trying to get this number that you're trying to get close to, and you'll press your luck by playing cards from your deck.
Wait,
This literally sounds like the last game.
what? Cards with numbers?
that is not
Whoever
quite
gets
the
closest to the target gets the best reward.
That's 100% like a similar idea. Yes,
It really is.
But now it has
Wow.
a cool ride on the cover, yeah, and a model from Old Navy.
That guy?
Pants.
All right.
Pull him up.
And the same designer and same publisher, we've already taken a look at this game in the past, is Galileo.
Galileo.
I know. It's impossible. Like, can you imagine if Galileo's transported the future, like, how do people remember me? Well, through song. But not how you think.
So wonderful. Can I hear it?
Was his name
cannot.
Galileo Galilei?
Yes.
Was it really?
His parents didn't like him.
Yeah, why would you do that to a child? If their last name, I'm assuming a lot here, that the structure, naming structure for Italy, I guess. I think it's where he's from. But if their last name was Galileo, they really were like, we'll call him Galileo.
Gal.
Come here, Gaga. Gaga.
Gaga Google.
Oh, my word.
Go
Well,
clean up your notebooks with all these
anyway,
scribbles.
this
What
is for
stuff?
1 to 4 players.
Gaga.
You're going to be an astronomer who will discover new planets, find unknown star systems, develop your telescope, and make a scientific breakthrough in the difficult ages of obscurantism.
Here's my
It's a
pink.
gorgeous cover, I will say.
Uh-huh.
This sounds like a cool theme. I like the idea of being in this era where you're discovering all these planets. That's cool.
That is gorgeous.
I would have discovered so much stuff
Look
back
at that,
then.
man. That is and their logo again, the pink troubadour, was it?
And you can
Yeah.
change colors.
I know, that's really cool. I like that.
I like that.
Looking forward.
All right, Floresta is from Amiibo Games. I've actually played this game. It's coming out at Spiel. This is a 2 to 4 player game. It's a competitive game in central Portugal where there's forest management and fires are starting. So you're building a fire tower so that you can send people out to stop these fires, but you're also planting trees out there and trying not to, if you have fires that start near your trees, you could lose points. But each of these boards, you put these boards together, you're going to be using dice and cards to put these trees out, but every board has different rules on the placement, and they all can be flipped.
Okay.
So I like it. There's a lot of really cool aspects to this one. I would not be surprised if you do not see this come to America.
Yeah.
I feel very confident about that.
You'd be surprised if you mean it's likely coming.
It's likely coming.
Oh. Got it.
All right, Mattgz has gone back to 1996 and has released
Let's
some
go.
information about his new game called Seven Empires.
Let's go.
Okay.
Mattgz.
He's comparing this to Imperial,
It's a good cover.
but he says this time, no money and no rondel.
No Rondell? Who are you, Mattgz?
Don't take that from us.
2 to 6 players are competing for political military dominance. And you're
Okay.
controlling different empires. So you've never played Imperial, I'm assuming.
I'm not.
He doesn't know who Mattgz even is. Do
You know what a rondel is?
Yes.
Okay.
Mattgz, when you think Rondell, you should be thinking Mac.
Actually, don't be like yes like that. I realized last night
Oh, wow.
he has never played
Games.
Risk.
Oh.
I played
never
Capital
played
Risk.
Risk?
You know what? No, I played Axis and Allies, but not Risk.
Because I said
played
the way
Capital Risk,
I said
but
the way
that's
the
it.
dice work here is just like Risk, and he's like, I don't know what that means.
We played Risk together, Joey.
I have played. Wait, which one? What did we play?
Didn't we play the Legacy one? Like a round?
No. Oh, we did do a round. I haven't played fully. I know the Risk battle thing
Okay.
No, you don't.
because
You-
Star
play
Trek.
the same dice.
Star Trek has it. The
Yeah,
Star
we have
Trek
the
game
same
you hated has it.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I
Anyway,
didn't grow up with Risk.
Look, your lunch break is over. Back
I'm
to
an
the
Axis and
restaurant.
Allies guy.
no tips. All right. So Imperial, you don't. There's different nations that are playing the game,
Okay.
and you are trying to control a nation. But if you don't control any nations, you don't go for a while. Like it's this nation's turn. Who controls it? You control it. You might control 3 nations, and I might control 0. I can still win because I'm trying to get points in different ways. But
Okay, is it the terrible thing by Risk where one guy goes for an hour? Is that
no, it's a terrible game. I hate it with all my heart.
Okay.
But most people tend to like it. I don't know what you think of it.
Risk?
Imperial.
I don't think I've played Imperial.
It's like Risk.
It is not. All right. Funny Fox has a couple games coming. First, we have Factory of Dreams.
Ooh, I like
Let's
that.
go.
I will say this. I feel like I've seen this cover before, but I haven't. But it feels like another cover. It's
very Wonka.
like a Game Right cover or something. But it's a nice cover. Anyway, this is a 2 to 5 player game. You've been hired at the Factory of Dreams, where each night millions of dreams are invented to take dreamers around the world on extraordinary adventures. Anyway, it's
love
a
it.
co-op game. You're going to create 5 dreams based on that night's themes. You're adding thought cards to 5 flask tiles to create associations to fit that theme. You will then take your dream board and write one dream, a single word that fits the theme and connects the thought cards in that flask.
It's like a little party game with words.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like you're putting a bunch of cards in these, and then you'll like, how do all these tie together? Here's my word. I hope I match what you also wrote. That's what it sounds like from
Yeah, I
that
think
description.
so. I think so.
That sounds fun.
Sort of code
Yeah.
names with a little more, a little prettier. It sounds cool. I'll check it out.
The other game from Funny Fox is Tropia. So Tropia is a game in which you are making trees. If you look at the bottom there, see all that nasty toxic waste? But the trees are beating it at the top there. So you're planting these trees, and whoever has inspired the most hope in this game is won. You're making a sanctuary by planting trees. And you're trying to put trees together the same type or that have a symbiotic relationship.
Card game, I assume?
I think so. It doesn't say, but I would imagine.
Trees are in, man.
They really are.
You know?
Ooh, I love the look of this next game. This is from Libellude, and it's called Harmonies. And I really like that cover.
Is that a fancy lion? What is
It is. That's because this is about making habitats for animals, and you're trying to, I guess, create harmony between them. You're going to incorporate the habitats in your landscapes wisely. So it looks different. It looks abstract for sure.
Yeah.
But I like that look. I love that cover a lot. I like the name, although I was disappointed because I was like, ooh, Harmony's a music game. But don't fret, folks, because we got a couple of music games coming, but not yet. First, we're going to pause and take a look at Red Raven game called Isle of Night. This is a small box game. It is not Ryan Lockett. It is Dustin Dowdle. 2 to 5. This island has magic and treasures, but it only appears at night. So you got to go at dusk to the island, find it's a deck of cards. The island is a deck of cards, basically. You're going to draw cards and choose one type of card to keep. Any unclaimed cards remain, and so there's more choices to grab from. So it looks like a drafting game, and cards you don't draft stay in the middle.
Yeah, I read the rule book yesterday, actually. It's only a couple of pages. And yeah, it's scoring opportunity set collection, basically. And on your turn, you take 3 cards off the top of like a 116-card deck.
Okay.
Reveal those 3, and then you can take everything of one kind. Like, I'll take all the Beatles. That might leave some cards, obviously, and then the next player draws 3. Draws 3, displays them, and takes all of one kind. So you kind of leave behind the number of cards that are left behind, ebbs and flows.
So when I draw 3, the one card you didn't pick is added to that, so now I have 4 cards?
Yeah. It's sort of like this central part that sort of grows, and eventually if you left a couple of something and my pool has a couple more, I'm like, great, I get 4 of whatever.
And whatever type grows in there is what you
I
get.
take all of one kind, and then you're trying to satisfy conditions, you know.
Okay.
It seems cute. It seems like a very small game. That's the main thing that was my takeaway is this is a quick, kind of small filler
Like 20,
game.
30-minute game?
Yeah.
I do
All
like
right,
that
let's
cover,
go back to music. Bitewing games, Bbop.
Skip it up.
Bebop.
I was going Hanson.
All right.
You are a handsome man.
All right, Bbop here is from Robert Hovakamian, and this guy loves Ratner Knizia a lot.
Yes.
So he's trying to make a game like Ratner Knizia. He describes this as something between Samurai and Babylonia with a hint of Through the Desert. And when you look at that board, it definitely looks like that.
Yes, it does.
Unfortunately, I feel this is a jazz festival. I don't feel like the board shows me that.
You got jazz from that?
I see a piano at as the border.
If I had a xylophone.
Maybe closer.
Was it
I mean, I'm still
Xylot
interested in
Tar?
this game. Bitewing Games, if you don't know, Bitewing Games, the owner of Bitewing Games loves Knizia even more than Mr. Mike DeLisio.
And that's saying something.
That's
It really
crazy.
is.
It really is.
It's not possible.
The game has a really good art style, I'll say that, and it sounds interesting.
Maybe that board looks better. Maybe I'm looking at that like a
Very tiny, yeah.
tiny picture. Maybe it looks better because the cover looks great. And I like the theme of a jazz festival. And I like Babylonia and Through the Desert. I think they're fun games. So I would be, Mike says blasphemy. Calm down.
Mike. Calm down, okay?
Knizia's enough love to go around to everybody.
Yeah, if there's enough Knizia for everybody, man. You get a bow tie, and you get a bow tie.
All right, more
Joey gets a
music
bow
games,
tie.
also from Bitewing. Shuffle and
Very good,
Swings. This is from the same designer, actually, as
That's
the
cute.
last game.
Skibbity bop bop.
Bop.
Actually, the name is Shuffle and Swings Fabulous Factory of Marvelous Musical Gadgets for Giants. Shuffle and Swings Fabulous Factory of Marvelous Musical Gadgets for Giants.
That is fun.
Anyway,
sentence. It's a
so
good
the mice here have met while dancing. You're managers at a factory making a name for yourself, hiring mice at your employ to recruit cats around the factory and build giant jazz instruments.
Those all go together so well.
I am super confused by this theme.
It's about mice creating giant
jazz
musical instruments,
You
as
know-
in for humans.
You know what's in this game?
What's so hard to understand?
A rondelle. They stole it from Mattgz.
Mattgz is coming for you. And when Mattgz locks in, he's like a dog with a bone.
Because he made Risk.
That's interesting that you're a mice supervisor and your workers are cats. I guess the mice.
I know.
The mice have taken over. They're like, we're done with this.
Yeah. And there are real people in there, apparently, right? There's big shoes in the background.
Or maybe they're cats.
Speaking of cats, Cat Blues is another music game coming from the.
Wow, you're leaning into music.
Well,
Well, they have a
Good.
trio of games
Okay.
that are all music themed coming from Bitewing. And this one, though, is an actual
Game?
Knizia game.
Yeah, this one's right on Knizia. It's a remake of that that game you can see in the top corner called Cats and Jammer Blues, which I have not played. Have you?
No.
Mike says he played it. Mike says it's great, but it's Knizia, so of course.
Grain of salt.
So this is acquiring a quartet of cards of the same value. You can use jokers to claim mice tokens equal to the valued card that's played. It sounds like a light, simple game from Knizia, and I tend to like his games that are like that, and
Yeah.
I really like the look of this one. Those cards look great.
That looks
That
really
sounds like
bright.
one of those old school, early 90s Knizia games. You know, he was knocking out these little card games. So, yeah.
All right, then we have Dying Light, the board game. This is coming from Glass Cannon.
That does look
and
good.
it looks like there's a day and night phase, and you can turn off the lights, which I'm curious how that will work next week, because we're playing this next Friday here on the Dice Tower.
I'll bring my black light.
Come watch it. You're not going to be there for this.
No.
We'll send you a picture.
I don't want to see it.
I
Do you have
know.
a black light?
Maybe you said no. You were going to judge me, weren't you, if I did have one?
No, I was going to assume that you did have one.
Yeah, you're
What's
a
the matter with you?
magician, Joey.
Don't magicians use black lights?
Did you
No.
ever have? Do you have any acts that use a black light?
Maybe. Yes. But not in my house.
Does that shirt have any secret pockets?
No, it does not. It should
Okay.
carry my...
We talked about this a little bit in the
Weapons.
past. The newest Mattgz set is a clue
that looks
set.
good, though.
This is out right now, actually. But tomorrow, or February
Wait.
23rd.
What?
You did not know this?
No.
Really?
Okay, Ravnica Clue Edition. And so there's like some a clue theme to the Mattgz set. But this particular set, which wasn't out, they already have out the Commander decks and Magic.
Oh, the murder at Karlov Manor or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a specific game, I think, that also works with Magic. It has a pack of 21 predetermined suspect weapon and room cards, and you put them in an envelope at the start of the match, and the rest are divided between them. They're playable Magic cards that you can play in other decks, but in this game, they're
Clue?
just used as Clue. I'm going to buy this. We're going to get this and try
I'm
it out.
so curious about this. I'm not
Wow.
even kidding. Is this Clue or not Clue?
It's a card game of Clue with deduction that the cards can also be used in Magic the Gathering. What? I know.
When is this coming out, you said?
Tomorrow.
When are you getting it?
Tomorrow.
No, I'm going to
Jason's
your
grabbing
game
Lor-
thing.
Jason's grabbing Lorcana. I haven't grabbed this, too.
Where's their Lorcana? Where can I get Lorcana?
I don't know.
Oh, the new Arcana set comes out tomorrow?
Yeah. That's why it's going to be late.
Where?
Cool stuff, I guess.
All right, I'll check.
That's true. That's why he's not coming with me to your
Yes.
game. He has to wait until cool
Are you
stuff
kidding
opens.
me?
He's driving separate just because he didn't want his mom to have to wait in line for him.
He was going to make his mom wait in line for
Lorcana. And he was on the fence about it.
He's older than all of us.
I know. His mom's like in her 70s. His mom. Can you imagine? All right.
This sounds neat, the Ravnica Clue Edition thing. Let's move on, please.
All right. Gale Force 9 has announced 3 new exclusive board game projects on Gamefound. And these are, 2 of them are reprints. The Dune. So they're making a giant box version of Dune. It's called the Kwisatz Haderach edition.
John Shadrach.
Don't you know
Kwisatz?
what that means? Man, I hope Shai Hulud eats you.
How can this be? For he is the Queen Shadrach.
I'm not apologizing for not knowing how to pronounce Dune stuff.
Should be.
No.
You are proud of your nerdum,
You
but
speak
you don't know how
Klingon.
to say these
Card.
things. You and I
No.
know about Shai Hulud.
I don't care.
Mothra.
Anyways, it says it's got new luxury components, a never-seen-before expansion, and a brand new way of playing the game of classic Dune.
This game's from the 70s. They have a
It
new
is
expansion.
100% from the 70s.
You're just moving past the next two, though.
I'm not done talking.
Yeah, I'm about to get to-
Calm down.
I wanna get to
Skip
it.
the last one, though.
No.
The Adventures of Conan is an asymmetrical dice game.
That's I'm interested in. I want to
good.
check out that dice.
Comes
game.
the soundtrack.
I like Conan, you know?
Yeah.
Conan's a cool
He doesn't like
cat.
soundtracks during games.
Oh, you
right,
want
you
to play
don't.
music during a game?
No, I'm talking the Conan score.
You want to play it during this
course,
game?
yes.
Well, why? We're playing a game, though.
I don't get it either. It makes sense to me. but-
Really? Wow. A thematic score.
Maybe if it was really quiet.
Can you hear it? No? Okay, that's good.
I'm willing to try again. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then finally, Star Trek Ascendancy, The Final Frontier. This Ultimate Collection has brand new content and it puts everything in one giant box. I'm actually
Oof.
really nervous about that.
Okay.
Because the box for Ascendancy already is pretty big.
Yeah, I want this to be a Borg cube that fits into your calyx.
That'd be cool, actually.
Okay, I would actually come around on that.
Yeah, like, that would actually be neat. I would
I was
put
like-
a lot of games in Borg Cube.
I would, yes.
I got rid of my Borg Cube, didn't I?
You had a Borg
You had a Borg cube?
A Borg Cube for the old Star Trek, the WizKids game.
That's
Remember
right,
that
there was a
big-
Borg Cube. That's right,
yeah.
the Borg.
I got rid of it before
How'd you get rid of it?
because I didn't have space in my house, and
Yeah.
it was before the studio. It would definitely be here.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Borg Cube, a big one, too.
Yeah, it was like this big.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Borg.
You just, how many times you say that word?
Just as many as I
It's
can.
a
before
fun
you
word to
notice.
say, though, right?
And then the final news today, it kind of ties in with the Gamefound. Simon has announced a 5-year exclusivity that they're going to put stuff up on Gamefound, and they mentioned their next.
I hadn't heard the 5-year part.
That's crazy.
Did it say 5? I apologize. I thought it
No,
said
no,
5
no, no.
years.
If you're right, you're right. You're often not, but sometimes you are. All I'm saying is I hadn't heard
There's a clock on it.
that there was a 5-year exclusivity. That's a big,
Yeah.
even bigger deal.
I might. I'm checking this now.
Tom, I believe you so much right now. You're going to Google it. Okay, cool. Anyway, their next game, or the first one they're bringing to Gamefound, second one.
Second one because I just did.
They just did Tactics. They're running Tactics
Right.
now. But next up is something called God of War, and I guess it's based on some kind of video game that I never heard of, and I'm assuming was not very popular.
No, I only know because Drax, in that the holiday edition of.
Yeah. I only play games on 3DS. If it's not on 3DS, I'm not interested.
Oh, I agree.
No, this is a huge deal. They've already done several video game properties that they've turned into, Bloodborne.
I
they
read it
did.
somewhere, but I can't find it.
Cyberpunk 2077,
Yes.
they just did. So God of War, that's very exciting.
It is. It's going to be.
This is actually
Very
though
nice.
between them and
Awakening Realms?
Gale Force 9. Gale Force 9 going over to Gamefound's big. Simon going over to Gamefound is like earth-shattering big.
It is.
I agree.
They
Yeah,
are the
big
biggest board game company on Kickstarter. They said here in their thing, $100 million over 60 successful campaigns, and that's $10 million Kickstarter got out of that. And
Wow.
they're moving. That made this. I mean, Gamefound was already growing to some degree. I thought they had a bit of a shaky start.
Sure.
Well, they had they came out the gate like, boom, we're Gamefound. We're better than Kickstarter, which they are a better browsing experience. They have pictures. Kickstarter scrambled to add some of this stuff, which it's good for everybody. But then it kind of slowed down. I know that Gamefound announced like last year, like the 10 biggest projects or whatever were on Gamefound, but still, when we do crowd surfing every week,
It's
the vast
mostly
majority of our
Kickstarter,
projects
yeah.
are
It
still on
is.
Kickstarter. Them going to Gamefound is going to pave the way because people go to, with having the two biggest Kickstarter companies, Awaken Realms and Simon, on Gamefound. That's a big deal.
I agree.
I do wish it had an app, and I'm glad it doesn't, because browsing the app is so addictive on Kickstarter.
I wish-
What do you mean Gamefound doesn't have a phone app? Oh, I see what
Just the
you're saying.
website, which is
Okay.
the website works on your mobile, but
And I wish Gamefound had a alternative to KickTrack. KickTrack works for Kickstarter. I would like to
Yeah.
see something like that
on
for
the back
Gamefound.
end, yeah.
Now, that being said, this is, like I said, I think it's really interesting. I saw some people complaining, I don't like exclusivity. This is not what that is. This is, yes, they're doing stuff exclusively with Gamefound, But this isn't like me going and saying I'm only selling products at this store, but not these 5 stores. This is like me saying I hired a guy to cut my lawn. I don't have to hire a new guy every month.
Right.
I'm just going to work with this one guy. This is not exclusive is terrible. That's so weird to me.
It's almost like a distributor to a point, you know? It doesn't really matter to me where I go.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying here. It's like they're hiring someone that they can't run campaigns on both at the same time. You're not supposed to anyway. So they have to pick one. They were already exclusive to Kickstarter.
Correct. Yeah.
So anyway, I think this is really interesting. The God of War, I've never played that game. You have, right?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
So, and then you're interested in anything that shows as a war thing on the front.
I agree.
I'm surprised you've never played God of War.
I picked my video games and then played them, for
that's
ages.
true. You like
He does. He
to
plays
deep.
one all the way to the end. And
Yeah,
then-
you'd pick one and kind of go narrow but deep, and I dabbled in a lot. But no, God of War is fantastic. Yeah, I hope it's a good one. It's likely to be very interesting to me.
Yeah, so we'll see. I
Interesting.
think that this is going to raise the level of play for Gamefound, and I'm curious to see by the end of 2024 where Gamefound versus Kickstarter are, because this is going to bring other people on board.
It's interesting what Seth says about didn't know about Gamefound until watching it here.
Wow.
I'm wondering how many more people are going to find out about
Sure, but
it.
that's been Kickstarter's biggest advantage right now is just recognition.
It is.
They don't have a pledge manager, which still blows my mind of any user thing. Gamefound has a pledge manager. You pledge in Gamefound, you're done. This means, actually, this is other interesting news. CMON's using Gamefound as a pledge manager now, too, then I guess. Because they were using their own little weird
they
pledge
were.
manager,
Yeah.
which I hate it.
Yes.
Okay, but it was their own thing, yeah. So I'm assuming this will be more streamlined now. Again, very interesting news. We'll see how this all shakes out.
Yeah, and BackerKit's still that wild card in the background. So
Yeah.
I like it. I think the competition here is great for everybody.
Yes.
I'm not wanting one of these guys to beat the other two out because then there's no competition and then we all are stuck with this one thing.
Right.
It's kind of like eBay. You're stuck with eBay because there ain't a lot of alternatives.
There have been little ones tried, but there's never been anything showing up, has there?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and any alternative to eBay is kind of something different. Craigslist or Etsy or these other things. So, alrighty, folks. Well, that is the news.